So the question is, how does it make sense to buy a home in this crazy overheated real estate market? And we have a three-part answer to this question. The first part is that we are in the inflationary environment. And it is often said that the rate of inflation is dependent on the velocity of the money in the system. Over the last year, Canadians working in industries that were not ravaged by the pandemic managed to save up about 5 times more money as compared to the year before that. There weren't a lot of opportunities for people to spend what they've made, and we are reopening across the country and across the world. So people sitting on their savings will rush to buy goods and services they were deprived of over the last 2 years. There's a lot of pent-up demand, and the flood of consumer spending will move through the system with high velocity, putting massive inflationary pressure on the economy. The Bank of Canada has printed 19% of the money now in circulation last year alone. Some of this money was distributed through various government programs to help businesses and individuals that were hit the hardest by the pandemic. Some money went to other government programs, and some ended up with our big 5 banks. And this dramatically increases the money supply in circulation, which dilutes the value of every dollar that you hold. Now, let's jump to the cost of borrowing. It's the lowest we've seen, believe it or not, in 670 years. Or there's another research that extends that time frame to 5,000 years. So it's never been cheaper to borrow money. It doesn't mean that you need to jump into borrowing money to buy depreciating assets, like cars, motorcycles, or lawnmowers. But instead you invest into real estate or commodities indexed to inflation, like lumber, copper, or steel. Now, a fixed 10-year mortgage in Canada has approximately the same rate as an official rate of inflation, based on the Consumer Price Index. So effectively, you're getting that money for free. Considering asset price appreciation, added to the fact that the borrowed money is effectively free, creates an unparalleled wealth redistribution opportunity. One of the best tools the government has at its disposal is the careful use of the inflationary environment to control or decrease the country's debt. As it stands right now, we're about to cross a $1 trillion mark in the national debt, and inflation can erode this debt faster than interest rate hikes or increases in taxes. Look at what's happening around us. The price of gas has gone up by at least 25%. The price of lumber doubled. The price of steel increased by 80% year over year. Money printing is rampant. So instead of complaining about what's going on, you can benefit from this environment by taking on safe debt and investing it into real estate or inflation-indexed commodities. And then do exactly what the government does. Ride with the inflation and let it do the work for you. Let it erode your debt, so that after a few years of owning a property financed through a long-term fixed, and the key word here is fixed, mortgage rate, you will allow the inflation to wipe out a big portion of that debt for you. So as a consumer, instead of complaining about how unjust the system is, why don't you just use it to your advantage? And you can get started by doing the research. There are just 3 questions you need to answer: why, what, and where. I hope we've given you the answer to why. Let's move to the next stage and answer the questions of what and where. It could be a pre-construction property or a resale home. It could be a primary residence or an investment multi-residential building. Just follow the link below, and we've already prepared a list of homes, or you can think of it as a list of assets that you can research and buy, so you can start building your financial wealth today. Click on the link below, and we'll see you on the other side.